What's up, guys? Have a interview coming at you from Austin DeVoe, head coach at Colorado School of Mines. If you want to get right to that, check out the description. There are timestamps and interview notes. You skip around to what you like. School of Mines has been doing outstanding and just been on a really good climb this year. They were undefeated in their conference. They went in the NCAA tournament with number one ranked wrestler. Clearly, the tournament didn't happen. And they ended up still getting a handful of honorary All-Americans. Some of the stuff that I thought was fun to talk about in here was the type of student athlete at School Mines. Their coaching staff is outstanding, and there's a discussion around that being built. P.S. There's a an assistant coaching job open right now, so check that out if it applies to you. I liked comparing the outlook of wrestling from when you're a competitor to a head coach. And Coach DeVoe shared a cool strategy that he adopted from John Mark Bentley at App State that's like a preventative measure for programs being dropped. So I thought that was really cool. There's also a link to a video Coach DeVoe made about their Jack Hancock Wrestling Center. It's a really great place. Anyways, please like and subscribe if you appreciate the video, and I'll leave a comment. I'm trying to figure out a cool name to call these interviews that we're doing on Grow Wrestling more. Enjoy the interview. Thanks, Austin. Austin DeVoe, what's up, man?
What's up, Joe?
Oh, it's trying to rain on us. Some heavy storms this morning, but I'm risking it outside on my porch. If the thunder and rain starts coming, we got to go to location number 2 in the house, which includes a 3-year-old, or 3 tomorrow. My son turns 3 tomorrow, but hard to do anything with the madman running around. You got 3 kids at your house right now, huh?
Yeah, 2 of my own and another little nephew, and then a third of my own on the way at the end of July. So yeah, my oldest turns 3 at the end of this month too, Memorial Day weekend. So
cool. Yeah, and then you're 2 months ahead of me. Laura's due end of September. Perfectly timed. 4 days before a big event. So we'll see how that goes. So what you been doing during the quarantine?
Oh man, a lot of family time as everybody else is doing, I'm sure, but. Just staying busy. Got a few house projects, and keeping in touch with the guys, and then trying to do some recruiting virtually. That's always a challenge, but we got a good class coming in, and actually a really good group of juniors we're talking to right now. So that keeps recruiting, keeps you plenty busy, even though you're at home, right?
Yeah. Well, you tell me. And hold on, I want to ask you about upcoming teams and stuff, but real quick. You guys had to have been excited about the NCAAs coming up. 7-0 in your conference this year, and got pulled out from underneath you, right?
Yeah, it was a heartbreaker for sure. A heck of a year. We could look back at the season we had and be very, very happy with the way things went up until the very end of the tournament getting canceled the night before, but. We still came away with 2 out of our 4 guys that qualified for nationals, received some honorary All-American status awards from in NWCA, our coaches association. So, real happy to have been kind of part of that process in terms of the aftermath of NCAAs and getting the recognition from our coaches association to really honor these kids that were at least seated in the top 10 of our national tournament for Division II. So that was pretty cool to have guys honored out of our 4 at least, and they had great years, and they're going to have good years next year too. So
yeah. So you were actually at the tournament basically. It was the night before.
Yeah. So for Division II, we had already been there for a couple days. We were in our final preps, and we got there on Wednesday. Worked out Wednesday, worked out Thursday, just got out of our coaches meeting, our coaches association meeting, our NCAA meeting. Our 174-pounder had just got out of his media press conference with all the number 1 seeds. And yeah, I don't know, it was like 4 or 5 o'clock that evening. Pretty much everybody was wrapping up their final weight descent workouts. And yeah, that was Thursday night, and wrestling was set to start Friday morning. And got the word Thursday evening. So it is what it is. Things happen. I think as a sport, wrestling, we deal with adversity all the time, right?
Yeah.
Pride ourselves on the toughest, just another tough situation that we're going to deal with. So moving past it and looking forward to next year, but also honoring, those older guys that, especially our one senior that was a national qualifier. He's going to stick around and actually kind of help out as a basically like a grad assistant type role next year with our program, which was something he actually hadn't really planned on doing until after the national tournament. So I think that was a bit of an influencer on him sticking around next year to be a grad assistant.
Dang, some of your guys that are able to qualify and then earn an All-American status when they're still going to school at a place like School of Mines?
It's got its challenges for sure. I mean, these kids are putting their heart and souls into this sport, for many of them for their last kind of times in their careers or in their lives, because they're all going into engineering type industries, in their workforce and their careers after they graduate. So it's not like some other schools where kids may stay involved in the sport directly and in coaching or whether it be at the college level or high school level. These guys are pouring everything they have into their wrestling careers at the college level here at Mines. It's pretty special to see, and they work their tails off, not on the mat, but in the classroom too. These guys put 100% into. I think one of probably the truest student athlete experience, maybe in comparison to some other schools. So it's pretty neat to see.
Can you feel it, like when you're in a room with, like, you're coaching all these guys that are going to be big time difference makers, like, to everyone in the world? Some of the things that these guys are going to go on and do after they graduate's super special.
It's incredible. It's kind of mind blowing, honestly, to consider what these guys are doing in their careers. I mean, we've got guys that are coming up with inventions to solve world problems. It's insane. These guys are making some pretty generous dollars too upon graduation, and a lot of them are signing job contracts. We had 9 seniors this year, or 8 seniors, and they're signing job contracts well before graduation for 6-figure type salaries. It's really cool. They're very focused kids in that respect of their academics, but also these are thinkers, right? They don't just come up with an answer to something out of nowhere. They think through things, and they're problem solvers. So that's kind of cool. From a technical respect on the mat, these aren't the type of kids that you just tell, hey, put your head down and run through that wall. These are kids that they want to know the ins and outs of it. When you tell them to do something, and technically it's fun to be able to teach. We do a lot of teaching technique wise.
Yeah, that's super cool. Maybe a different room than many. How about one thing I really think is great, like your resources in terms of assistant coaches is outstanding there. I grew up with Louis Caputo. He's a little bit younger than me, but obviously he fits in that room perfect, right? A 2-time All-American from Harvard, but and then on top of him you got Max West, 2 Lehigh guys, right? Wessel and Minotti.
Yeah, Max Wessel and Mitch Minotti, and then Dave Zabriskie also.
Oh, that's right.
Came last year helping out. Yeah, Iowa State national champ heavyweight. So it's a pretty cool kind of part-time assistant, essentially like volunteer assistant type positions for those guys. So awesome. Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
How'd you build the staff to what it is now? I mean, and what was it like when you started, like resource-wise, and now you have like the staff that could run any program in the country?
Yeah, so it's definitely been a yearly addition in terms of the staffing to the program. we started out with Todd Porter as our first full-time assistant under my I guess position as head coach, and then following a handful of years stint with Todd Porter, had Tyson Reiner for the past handful of years as our other full-time assistant, and really from the get-go, Caputo pretty much came on board as a essentially part-time assistant right when I got here. In terms of taking over the program. So just one by one, was able to add Caputo on, was able to add Evan Knight on staff. Evan just moved to California this past year, so he rolled off, but had him for a pretty long stint there. And then, added Max Russell, 2 years ago, then added Mitch Minotti this past year, and added Dave Zabriskie this past year as well. So it's just been kind of domino effect. Location-wise, I think has been a big part of it, and just kind of finding the right guys that want to invest the right kind of time into the program. There's a lot of guys, like I said, D1 guys in this area, that were highly successful at the collegiate level, and just guys that want to give back and be kind of dedicated and committed to being involved. And then we do have a full-time assistant position that's open right now. So going through kind of resumes, that application's still open, but hopefully we can start moving forward with a new full.
Nice. Do you have like an idea of the type of coach that you feel like would fit the program right now really well?
Yeah, I preferably somebody with some experience. I've been here for a while now, and somebody with a little bit of experience. It doesn't have to be a ton, but somebody that essentially could run a program, right? Somebody that can recruit, and not just recruit numbers, but recruit the right type of kids for this institution. Very highly academic kids. Comparatively, what we're looking for is the same type of kind of kids that an Ivy League institution or a military academy type of institution is really looking for, in terms of high character and high academics and dedication to not only athletics, but their career path in terms of the degree program that they're pursuing.
Nice. So give me the pitch. Why is Colorado School of Mines the right place to put your start coaching? Sorry, it took me forever to get that out. Why do you think people would enjoy the position at School of Mines?
Yeah, so it's coaching, right? The type of kids that, in terms of in the room coaching, it's in my opinion very nice to be able to work with kids that want to fully understand technique that you're teaching them, and don't just want to go out and just rep live, right? These kids want to learn, and that's fun for me. I feel like for me as a coach, and I would want our assistant to feel the same way, is it's very enjoyable and rewarding to be able to coach kids that truly want to learn and know the ins and outs of technique. So that's one thing. The university sells itself in terms of recruiting. If we can find a kid that wants to pursue an engineering degree or at least math and science, it's a pretty easy sell. The place is amazing. From a recruiting standpoint, a coach that wants a set standard type of kid that they're looking for. We have that kind of mold of a kid that we're looking for here. It's not a random look at random kids. So that's kind of nice. It narrows down our group. The kids are very high character here because they have to be in terms of focus, and that's nice too. We got kids that don't necessarily get into trouble, right? But they're college kids at the same time. They can fit if they want to, just like anywhere else. But they're just a different level of kids in terms of their focus into the university and athletics for that matter. The school, it's great to talk about our alums. They're very successful in the workforce, so that's another great benefit of being a coach here is, we get to have conversations with alums that are very successful and, had to work their butts off here too, so that's really cool. A location.
That's what I was thinking.
We're in Colorado. We're in a pretty nice place to live. We're right outside of Denver. We're only 15 miles from Denver, and we're another, you could be up on a ski slope in like 40 minutes from here. So location is pretty spectacular if you're an outdoors person. If you don't like the outdoors, then yeah, maybe not your place. But beautiful place to live, and beautiful, very nice people in this town here. It's a great community to be a part of. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why to be at a place like this, and our athletic department is crushing it. We've dominated our conference as a whole in terms of the athletic department. We've been just killing it, really, as a department, athletically across Division II. So that's nice to be a part of too, when all your other sports programs are winning.
That's cool. I remember when you moved out to Colorado, and I think we were buddies in college. I think that we both shared a love for outdoors and go fishing and go on cabin trips and stuff. When I think of Austin DeVoe, I think about like an outdoorsman, and so when you moved out there, I remember thinking like, man, this is just a perfect fit for a guy like you. But so you were talking about the athletic department. I think whenever I think of different universities or colleges with wrestling, I just think about the wrestling. I just never really thought about like the whole athletic program as a whole. You think you can you and other coaches feed off each other and successes? Are you like really into the other sports now?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I feel like as athletes, all the kids are like trying to one up each other on every sports program, and us coaches, same for us. I want to win just like the soccer programs are winning every single year, and our football program is crushing it and going undefeated in the conference, and making it deep in the playoffs. So it's just this, like, everybody wants to just feed off of each other in that respect of winning, right? Winning's kind of an addictive thing, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody wants a taste of it, and everybody wants some of it. So that's, as a department wide, it's really fun. And we've got a great leadership within our department too. Our athletic director, David Hansberg, does a phenomenal job of basically helping us be able to win. He says all the time that's his job, is just to help us be the best that we can be as coaches and as sports programs. So he does a tremendous job of supporting us as well.
Yeah, it seems like the support is great. I just watched a video. You were narrating it, the Jack Hancock Wrestling Center. Man, that place looks awesome. How long have you had that place? And tell us about it.
Yeah, so the Jack Hancock Wrestling Center, that was essentially, the room was converted from a swimming pool to a wrestling facility with a big grant kind of project with the physics department. It split up a space, and that occurred back in 2010. And then just little by little, we've just been kind of improving the facility. And then last year 2 years ago, we moved into our brand new locker room space that's adjacent to that. It was over $300,000 renovation project that by and large really happened because of our alumni. A lot of this, funding wise, is because of their support. So couldn't definitely have the facilities we have without our alums really being a big part of it. This space is amazing. Our gym upstairs, right in the same building. We're the only team that still competes in that in terms of varsity competition, which is awesome. So we can kind of call it our own little home gym. Mm-hmm. A little bit of a smaller atmosphere. And then we have a great big arena where our basketball program and volleyball program compete just right up the hill from our complex. So the facility, guys, it's incredible. And our sports information director, Tim Flynn, does an amazing job of putting together some content for us, such as that facility tour, helping me out in that respect, and does a great job of marketing all of our sports program from a social media standpoint to our website content standpoint. He's a tremendous sports information director too, so couldn't thank him enough as well.
Cool. I'll put the link in the description for anybody that wants to watch it. Then also, do you have somewhere people can go to check out the job opening? Yeah,
just on the Mines website, just mines.edu. So go under job opportunities under our main website and search in wrestling, and that position's posted in there. And then Minds Athletics, mindsathletics.com is our athletic site with all of our sports information.
Gotcha. Hey, so how many years have you been head coaching now? We're getting older.
Yeah. I guess the older we get, the more forgetful we get with years piling up. But yeah, I'm a little shy of 10 years of being involved in the program. Between a couple years as an assistant coach, and then a year as an interim head coach, and then last handful of years as the head coach. Yeah.
Now, so you get some good experience. How much different is wrestling in your eyes today than when you were a senior at Mizzou?
Oh man, pretty tremendously different, I guess. Competitively wise, I think it's all the same, right? But in terms of just outlook on the sport and kind of what it does for you and the paths that it'll kind of lead you in terms of life, I think has been definitely a mind shift from being at Missouri as an athlete to now being here at Mines as a coach. I think you appreciate a lot of the things that the sport kind of does for you in terms of just teaching you how to be a father for that matter. I think that's a tremendous thing in my life, at least.
Yeah. What would you say, like, you're a head coach and you have all these other great coaches. Clearly, before we started recording, you were telling me all this other stuff you're doing. How much time are you actually coaching wrestling, and how much time are you actually doing every other thing you need to? How many hats you're wearing?
Boy. Yeah, I think young coaches maybe don't realize the amount of time that you spend coaching versus all the admin stuff. At least guys straight out of college don't maybe get that, and I didn't understand that right out of college. But I've just tried to get myself involved in a lot of different things too, off the mat. Got involved with the National Coaches Association. Did a little term as president with them, and on that leadership group with them. Just got appointed to the NCAA Rules Committee this past year. Joined the local Rotary Club to get involved with the community more, and really trying to engage with people outside of wrestling for that matter. There's a lot of admin stuff that goes on that's not just coaching, right? But I feel like the on the mat coaching is the kind of the icing on the cake of everything, in terms of what I do on a daily basis. That's like your your happy outlet right before you maybe go home in the evening.
Yeah. I remember. I remember you doing a lot of stuff with NWCA, and I remember going down to the convention several times, and it seems like it could be really tough sometimes. I remember going to some of the meetings, and one of them was a rules meeting, and there's this page of stuff we want to get through, and there was a discussion about out of bounds, and it's like you have all these super strong personalities in one room trying to focus on something, and I think just that one out of bounds section took like an hour, because just wrestling people they know how they want things. They get stuck in the weeds sometimes. Just seems like it'd be a challenge to like corral all those people that are used to doing things how they want all the time.
Yeah, it's some interesting conversations from time to time. That's for sure. I would say that my experience with the NWCA from kind of when I first got involved to now is there's been a lot of growth too in that organization, at least for Division II. I can't speak to the other divisions, but I know for Division II, it's come a long way. One thing that the NWCA did that has been, in my opinion, kind of a game changer for us has been adding on Jim Fallis. So Jim Fallis is our monthly kind of facilitator of discussions with our leadership group. from the NWCA. And he's done a great job of basically just organizing and keeping us on task and giving us, some administrative perspectives of his experience as an administrator and former collegiate wrestler. So that's one thing that the NWCA has done a great job of helping maybe kind of wrangle some of those long, maybe frustrating at times conversations with a lot of opinions that maybe go different directions.
Yeah. So how about, speaking of like NWCA, obviously horrible when Old Dominion dropped their program. I think my understanding is that they just got blindsided, right? Like the decision was made and it was really late and there's nothing you can do. But from like where you're sitting and with all of the challenges that the coronavirus is putting on our table, what do we do to make sure that doesn't happen to any more programs? And is it anything that you've been talking about internally with NWCA?
We haven't really discussed a lot of details on hows in terms of as of late. I think it's something that's been discussed at the convention every year if you sit in the right meetings. I'll tell you one of the things that I did was I took a page out of John Martin Bentley's book over at Appalachian State. He does a program report every year, and I just completed a program report for my program with all the finances of what we contribute to the university and what we contribute in terms of academic achievements and what our success rate is academically and what our graduation rates are. All the accolades that we have throughout a season and all the little funding sources bring into the university in terms of revenue. Mm-hmm. I think I would urge every single wrestling coach across the country that they better be doing that for their program and be able to show, all the finances and all the accolades and all the positives that a program brings to the university. Do that before you maybe get told that you're being dropped. One thing that I just submitted to my athletic director last week. So I think everybody needs to get ahead of it, right? Don't let it be reaction. No matter how much money you're raising currently, if they're not fully aware of that before the discussions happen, then you might be in trouble. So.
Yeah. You having fun? You like it out there? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different place. I honestly do think it would be challenging to coach anywhere else after the experience here at Mines because it's such a special place and it's such a different place than everywhere else. I think there's a lot of things that we're spoiled with here at Mines, so it's always like this in comparison to maybe somewhere else.
Yeah, man, I really want to get out there. I think for a few years now we've talked about it, but once the weather gets a little bit better and things get back to normal, come watch some wrestling and maybe catch some fish.
I'm all for it. We'll do a mountain hike and the kids and wives can camp out at base camp and we'll get serious.
Oh my gosh, I need it. Well, cool, man. Hey, what are the chances you can shoot a couple techniques for the Grow Wrestling fans?
Yeah, be all for that.
Sweetness.
All right. Right.
What's that?
You want me to go get my daughter right now and start showing?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that would be cool, man. Really, like I said, I really want to focus myself on getting back out a little bit and making content. I really love that piece, but man, running events is tough. This is taking up a lot of my last 14 months, is trying to figure out how to run an event that's good. But catching up there, time to go play a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me know when you're ready to come out.
Sounds good. Well, man, Austin, do you have anything else that you want to talk about?
Oh, I don't know. Just I just hope kids kind of stay focused through this, and don't let any mental challenges kind of overcome them right now. I think obviously we've all got crazy things going on with our lives at home and family and whatnot, but it's listening. Hopefully they're in there and finding outlets to keep themselves occupied in positive ways.
Yeah. So are they all doing like online classes?
Everybody's online, yeah. We're online and trying to, keep ourselves busy.
How would you say, what's something that wrestlers could do in times like this to get better at wrestling?
Watch videos, right? I mean, I don't know. I think there's also a time just take a step back and relax a little bit. Let your batteries charge. Don't be so worried about having to do so much all the time. I think we forget about recharging the batteries every now and again too. I think I took about a year and a half out of the sport when I left coaching Northern Colorado and before I came to Mines, and that was a good thing for me. It made me come back with maybe a little bit more energy than I had had. More energy and a little bit different outlook at the sport too. So
Cool.
a little time off's not always bad.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. All right, man. Well, always good to talk to you, Austin. Congratulations on the massive improvement that you've led the program to. It's really cool.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, dude. I'm gonna go play with my son.
Cool. I'm gonna go in and hope that mine's napping.
All right, Austin. Take care, brother.
All right, see you, Joe. Thanks.